Welcome back. It is Burnley 2, Leeds 0 after a long international break. Craig, how we doing, mate? I mean, just shocking from the outtake, really. Let me know your thoughts, Craig.
It just goes to highlight that we've not got the players capable to turn all this possession, all these chances into goals or anything meaningful. And when you've got the players that can, that we're hopeful of, like Okafor, like James, you can even put Nonto in that bracket of players that can produce something. And when you've got none of that in your team, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, possession game we win at most of the time, but without if you can't create things, and yes, I know if you look at the stats, we had 19 odd shots, we had 4 big chances, fine. If you're not finishing those chances, as well as this 47 crosses, which is the most in like Premier League or something ridiculous, you're not going to win these games. And then at the same time, when you're having errors at the back because of a missed pass or something, and then defenders not closing the ball down or not jumping for the ball from across, it's you're going to lose, and that's what happened today.
Yeah, and the thing Burnley will do is they'll just sit back. They did it last season, and it's what Scott Parker does. He'll just sit back, and because I was joking around like this afternoon with a team that's 2-0 up and they're parking the bus, and I'm like, you're 2-0 up. I think people don't understand what I mean by that. Is you're 2-0 up, you've got a cushion, you're comfortable, and you're against a team like I understand against teams like Man City, Liverpool, Barcelona. You're 2-0 up. I understand, park the bus because there's a chance if they get back into it. But today we were there for the taking. We weren't threatening them in any way. Like the chances that we got, we were terrible at finishing them off. So like go for it. Like try get more. But they only created the 2 chances that they got, and one of them wasn't even a chance. The second goal was just a bit of magic.
I disagree with you on that because 2-0 to 2-1 is one of the most dangerous scorelines. We've learnt it in the past as well, and we've done it to teams. If it goes 2-1, that game changes and we get something from it. Burnley played. I say they played well. They defended well. They've done what they had to, and when you're putting in 47 crosses against Burnley, who know how to deal with crosses, that's not the way to go about it. And when you've got the players like Aronson and Harrison crossing the ball, you're in no worry for me. So they can clear anything every time.
The way that I'm looking at it, though, Mike, is that you're not going to beat teams playing that way. Like, if you play that way and just sit and park the bus, you're not going to beat teams that are better than us. You're gonna lose, like, because they're more efficient. The chance that we if we took our chances today, we'd have won that game comfortably. But that's if buts and maybes. But what I'm saying is that we had the chances, we had clear-cut chances to score, and if we scored every one, we would have won. They only created 2 shots on goal. One wasn't even created as a chance. It was just like I said, a moment of magic. He just cracked it from way out, and he had the space to do it in. And then you can't take anything away from that finish. But against more clinical teams, that won't work. And you've got to learn. You've got to play against what you're up against. And to me, it means that you're giving the side too much respect. Anyway, but that's just my opinion on it. But yeah, we should have won that game comfortably today, and it wasn't. Sorry, I'm full of cold. But carry on.
I mean, when we say we should have won that game, I mean, they beat us last season from a slip when it won 1-0. Then it was a 0-0 draw, I think it was, or 1-1 draw. But yeah, when you say we should have won that game, I think that's a bit disrespectful in a sense to Burnley. Like, fair enough, they
Really?
didn't create anything. They had on paper, yes, we should be winning. But when you've got the front three of Harrison, Aronson, and Dominic
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin,
but
that's
what
poor.
just on the eye test, mate? They had 2 shots.
On target,
That 2 shots they had. They scored from them, but they had 2 shots. That to
poor.
me is like two
I
shots.
know they were half chances,
Yeah,
but
but
I
they had
mean,
2 shots that were meaningful. We had Aronson that should have scored.
easily.
Aronson should have scored, and then you've
Dominic
got
Calvert-Lewin,
so that's 2. Then you've got Calvert-Lewin's chances. Then you've got
Piero's
Bournemouth's
chance,
chance.
Piero's chance off
You
the bench.
got Perot's chance. You've got Stack that got. I mean, it were a free kick, but it were on target. Can't take anything away from that.
Was it Strauss header straight at the keeper again? Or yeah, Strauss header straight at the keeper again. That was a tame effort, but yes, we had chances,
But
and
that's what I'm saying to you. That the chances we created that we should have scored from, I don't think it's been disrespectful that we should have won that game.
no, I get it. I probably misinterpreted when you said that, but
Yeah.
it is one of those games that, again, it's a relegation or 6-pointer so early on in the season. But if we want to be staying up, we need to be beating the teams in and around us, as well as picking up the odd points against the top 10, for example. But I mean, for me, looking at this game and what we've learned from this game, Stroke shouldn't be anywhere near the starting of the lineup. I think for me, this is just me personally. I'm going to go on a bit of a rant. He's not good enough. Yes, he won ball. Yes, he won some aerial duels, but that was because no one was around him at the time. For the first goal, he should have jumped a lot higher and at least tried to make an effort. And then he turns around and blames Statch and whoever for not jumping as well, not defending. For me, yes, I know I do sometimes go on that Aronson is an okay player. He's just not good enough. He really isn't. I'm gonna be. I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I'll probably be winding you up and the listeners by going on about him. He's not good enough. Yes, he runs around. He works hard. Fair play. But that shot should have scored. Either he takes a touch to draw the keeper a little bit, or you put it in one of the corners. And this whole he didn't connect properly is a load of waffle, if you ask me. Harrison, as much as he's got one of the best first touches, or one of the best first touches I've ever seen for Leeds, he can't cross the ball. He can't do anything with it. And when you're relying on these two, and then Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's probably XG is the worst in the league for not scoring, it's a combination of reality check. We are not good enough. Yes, we may have some decent players, but as a team, when you've got injuries and players out, we're just not good enough.
No, and like how I was saying earlier that, like you said when you thought I was being disrespectful, but it's if you've got a front three that are clinical, so like say for example like your Barcelona front three or your Liverpool, we come away from that game today 4-5.
Yeah,
Like
but then
we score 4 or 5 goals just from the chances we created. Not. I'm not saying that against better opposition. I'm just saying we have more clinical players in those positions that take those chances. We come away from that with 3 points, and
yeah,
and then it's a whole different conversation because then you pair that scoreline with us getting 3 points against the statistics and go, we dominated it.
yeah.
But I agree with you. It's defensively as well. We're switching off. We're just ball watching a lot of the time. Strike needs to be a lot more aggressive than what he is being.
Yeah, and yes, I've seen people say that. Oh, how can you blame Strout for any of the goals today? Or I blamed him for the last 2 goals last game. Like I said, the first goal he doesn't even attempt. Well, he semi attempts to header it and then doesn't. Second goal, he passes the ball, which gives him gives them the ball, and then their player picks it up. Fair play to him, fantastic strike. But he just stands there. He literally moves 2 steps and just waits for the player to run at him. And Stroud's just not good enough for me. There was we put a post out saying, what goalkeeper should we have, Darlow or Perry? People said, oh, we'll have Perry because Darlow, sorry, because he's done nothing wrong. And then all of a sudden it's, well, Perry should have been starting. For me, Darlow starting was the right choice. Could he have done better on either goals, do you think, or not?
Not really, because even a world-class keeper struggles to save those. Like that header were a free header from point blank range, basically. And the shot, I mean, the second goal, like I say, can't take nothing away from that. It was a moment of magic. It was a good goal.
I'll hold my hand up and say it was a world-class strike. I'm not going to say that Darlow should do better because I don't think he could have done any better on that. But was there anything that you took away from that game, like any points or anything, or
just that again we're defensively just ball watching. We're just not, we're not aggressive enough. And same points we strike like the last couple of games that we've mentioned, that he just backs off instead of doing something. But yeah, I think it's time for Biol to try and take that starting spot and keep it. He needs to show us what he's about now. And I think, and the other thing that I've learnt from that is that without Okafor or Dan James or even Nonto, you can throw into that mix, we're severely weakened when it comes to attacking options.
Yeah, I mean, we can still win by going for more physical aspect of it. We can see that in parts, but without creativity. And yes, I know that Ramazani's on loan. There's nothing we can do about that now. But Farke was crying out for a striker and another attacking option. It never came. I mean, where does that lie with? Is it the 49ers? Is it the board? Whoever it is has a part to play in that, because yes, fair enough, you've gone for 3 in mid on paper, and throughout the last results, probably the correct decision. But I would have liked to potentially have seen Statch come out and Tanaka start. But would that made of any difference? Probably not. But
it's an hard thing to get. You can always look in hindsight, and I was listening to some the other day, and it's like it's easy to say when you've got like Strike's not playing very well, and you've got the other options on the bench. And like with Darlow, anytime Darlow makes a mistake, you've got Perry. Like you've got the other option, and people are going to go, that's the solution, when it not necessarily is. But because even if Perry comes in, it makes that decision and brings Perry in, and we lose a couple. Like he concedes a couple of goals, it's going to be, he shouldn't have swapped him for Darlow. You're always going to get the backward, the back and forth with it. But yeah, I just think it's severely weakened because you've got no, like Goodmanson today. I thought a shining light. Well, Goodmanson today were fantastic for us, and it's the first time I've seen him further forward than the winger, because Jack Harrison just does not move forward. Like he don't do any. He don't take people on. He don't sprint. He don't go for it like Okafor or anybody else that plays in them positions. And Goodmanson's further forward than Harrison. It's the first time I've seen that, because usually it's Okafor that's way in front of Goodmanson. He don't overlap very often, apart from when he gets a chance. And the same on the opposite side. I think as much as the hard work that Brendan Harrison does, and people have got to understand that, he does hard work, but when he does get the ball, he doesn't do anything with it, or he'll slow it down. And he doesn't give Bogle the support that Bogle needs, so Bogle can overlap, or vice versa. But yeah, it's just severely weakened from those wide areas. It's like that team's set up to play more narrow, and it's like I was thinking today, could we have played without the wingers and just gone with a more narrow system, or a narrower version of a 4-3-3? So you keep the same. You just bring Metcher and Perot in, and just play Metcher as a second striker, just behind Perot and DCL. So Perot's got the second striker to play off, and you got DCL that can win the aerial duels and knock them down, and you got Metcher that can work hard just behind them. So because the width that we well, it was non-existent today. They're providing anyway, so you might as well have gone for that.
Yeah, I mean, we've got West Ham on Friday, so hopefully something changes. Whether or not James is fit enough to start. If he's not, then we do need to change it up a little bit. But let's try and run through player ratings. I mean, they'll be quite low. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on the game if you've made it this far. Who stood out for you? Who is the weak link in that sense? And if you agree with our player ratings or not. So straight away, Darlow, mate. Obviously, we've touched upon him a little bit, so we'll just rate him. What would you rate him today?
I just gave him a solid 7. He didn't do anything wrong, and he maybe shaky at times with his just getting rid of it with his distribution, but he didn't have nothing to do really. So
I'm going to give him a 6. I thought his passing was pretty poor today.
well, fair enough. I mean, I'll drop down to a 6. He had nothing to do.
I get that. And yeah, he made one save from a free kick, but again, that free kick was straight at him. So
It wasn't really a powerful. They weren't terrible free kick. So
right, let's go on to Bogle next, mate. I'll ask your thoughts because I haven't touched upon him yet. So, what did you make of him today?
I thought he was all right. I know some people. I think FotMob have rated him like quite really low. But,
yeah,
but I thought on the eye test, I thought it was all right. I didn't think he put much of a foot wrong, and I thought it's just he was trying. He was trying to make something happen, but he can't do it without that support. But I can't fault him for trying. So, and I've got to commend him for because I want Leeds players to try something, to try, create a spark, and he is that spark sometimes. But I don't think he was that bad today. But I'd probably give him maybe. I'll probably just give him a 7.
that's fair enough. I'm only going to give him a 6.5. But again, I'm probably going to be a bit harsher than I normally am today. I'll say that, and then I'll go and give somebody an 8 for no reason. But let's go on to Rodon next, mate. Tame shot, and I jokingly said to a colleague of mine at work that no doubt if we're going to score, it's going to be Rodon. On a bit of form at the moment. Again, I say aerials one was the second most in the game, but again, if it's just numbers booted over the top, you're going to win those. Made a tackle. This is not from who scored, but again, anything that stood out to you for him or not?
He did his job, didn't he? It was by far the better of the two centre halves this time.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just go with 7.
Yeah, I was going to go 7 as well. Right, Strout, which we've already touched upon. Again, it's not that I'm not a fan of him. I just don't think he's good enough for the Premier League, and I've said that for months, years now. What do you rate him today, Craig?
I'm probably just going to give him a 6. I'm not going to go that harsh because he won the aerial duels that he needed to win, but on the ground and when it mattered in the air, he was non-existent, and he's just very slow when it comes to his turns as well. He's very slow at turning back, and he almost lost the ball. Like I remember there were a part where he got the ball and he tried to turn someone and he almost lost it, but luckily I think we got a free kick from it. So yeah, I think for me I'm worried about him. He has a few good games. Like every time he's played in the Premier League, he's had a few good games on like a bit of a run, and then he's gone. He's just gone missing for a while, and then he comes back, has a few more good games. But I do think it's time we got someone in that's more suited to that role.
Yeah, I mean, why pay? For me, it's the fact of why pay that much money for a centre back if you're not going to play him. He's had two fantastic international games, especially the last one that he played. So unless Farker's just thinking, well, he's tired from that or whatever, or he's just got his favourites, which he probably does. But for me, you don't pay out 20 odd million, just under, for a centre back and not play him.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, he was suspended for the first game, so that's probably why Pascal played, and then he played well. But for me, you need to change it up, and Biol needs to start.
I think what Farker looks at is he's very conservative. Farker in the way that he picks his team. He picks the players that he knows will do a job for him and what he wants them to do. And because Biol's pretty new and he's not got into the thing, it's like he's too risk averse to just throw him in and see what can happen. Because
just do it.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is where he needs to do that because it's going to end up costing him his job if he keeps sticking with the same player because it's tried and tested with Strike and Rodon. He needs to just risk it, and you know, even if it doesn't work, at least he's tried, and then people can't say we gave him the chance.
Yeah, I mean, on Farker and his job, I mean, from what I'm seeing, stuff it could potentially be his last game against West Ham if we don't win. Whether or not that's true or not, it's just you hear these things.
No, I think Farker's a good manager. It's just we need the right players, and he's
yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll go up to a 5.5 for Stroke, but that's it. Right, like you said, Goodmanson, the only shining light. My other point is, what a signing. I'm still going to say he's probably one of our best left backs, especially that I can remember. And this is going back to even Ian Hart. So, again, I know played longer and stuff like that, but definitely since we got relegated, best left back we've had. Defensively, good. Going forward, good. I said that he's probably one of the best, if not the best left back outside the top 10. I'm going to stick to that. What would you rate? What would you rate him today, mate?
I'm tempted to give him an 8. Just he stood out so much today. He did everything. You know, he did misplace a couple of passes, have a couple of heavy touches, but defensively, very, very good. Again, he didn't give Burnley anything. I mean, there was a couple of times that Kyle Walker he just burst past, but that wasn't his fault. It was one of those. It ended up being a foot race because of the mistake that happened in front. But he didn't give Kyle Walker any, you know, anything today apart from, you know, yeah. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just going down like. But yeah, Goodmanson he was good today. Very, very good.
I mean, made a hell of a good tackle on the penalty area, just on the edge of the penalty area. You had to make the right tackle, otherwise it's a penalty. Yeah. Made it. I'm going to go for an 8 as well. I just thought he was.
His timing is perfect. His timing is perfect. He's brilliant. So.
Right, we'll try and rush through these. I mean, it's the midfield, so if anything stands of note, Craig, please say. We'll just go to Statch first, mate. Anything that stood out to you for him?
No, some good interceptions, but then went missing for a bit, and then some more good interceptions went missing for a bit. So 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, I'll go for the same as well. I don't think it was his type of game. We've said that, and I know that's really hard to try and say and listen when I say it out loud. Not his type of game. I just think that today didn't suit him for some reason. But yeah, I'll go for a 6.5 as well. Right. Ampadu next, mate.
Ampadu 7. Thought he played all right.
Yeah, most amount of tackles in the game as well, with 5. Clearance, interception, pass rating 91 to 64 out of 70 passes, which was a third amount, which again you kind of expect with how we play. What did you say for him again, mate?
In fact, I'm going to give him, I'll give him a 7.5 because I thought he was probably one of the other better players in the team.
Yeah, that's what Ampadu does, though. He kind of like dictates play. He drops back into that makeshift back three when Goodmanson and Bogle pushes on, but then goes forward when he has to. Yeah, I'll agree with you as well. Longstaff, what would you make of him today?
I give it same. It's another 7.5 because he's just such a good signing. I think one of the best signings we've had this summer.
Yeah, I agree. Just even when he loses the ball, he chases it down.
He's an engine. He's an engine.
He
That's
is.
what he is.
And again, I'm going to repeat myself probably every single episode on this, so write it in the comments. He is such an underrated player.
Yeah, if we could have signed like 5 Sean Longstaffs this summer, we'd be all right.
Yeah, I mean, people were crying out for Premier League players at the start of the transfer window. We signed Longstaff, and everyone was like, going, "Well, why have we signed him?"
Yeah, he's probably
And
one of he's one of the most Premier League players
that you could ask for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go for a 7.5, but slightly higher than Ampadu's.
Yeah.
Right, Harrison next, because I just want to get us over and done with, mate.
5. We were wasting time in being up pitch today.
5.
Yeah, I thought Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolute garbage. You tell me one he did right today. He did good.
I'm going to give him a 6.
Fair enough, but yeah, if you're giving Pascal a 5, Harrison is definitely getting a 5.
That's fine, mate. I'll accept that. Right, now probably my worst one, Aronson.
I'll give him a 5 as well.
I just feel frustrated because he's just that, for me, he's that player that you want to do well and you will back and back and back for no reason whatsoever. And even I'm getting to the point where I'm like, oh, why is he playing? I am sick and deaf of defending him. And yes, I'll probably get a message about that saying, well done, welcome to the bright side of life, whatever, come at me. But he was so poor. And it wasn't just the fact, it was his pressing today wasn't right. And contradicting with Harrison as well. When with our press, we press well as a team. And when you put in Harrison in and you take out, say, Okafor, which has been the case, we lack that press, we lack that urgency. Both of them together just doesn't work.
Well,
for me, it's not one or the other.
It's not only about that though, about the lacking the presses. What you got when you take Okafor out and you've got Aronson in, you've got Kyle Walker at right back. Kyle Walker's going to have got an easy game today.
Yeah, literally.
Because Harrison's not getting past me. He's not. He hasn't got the legs to beat me, and he hasn't got the technical ability to beat me. So he's going. I've got an easy game today. You put Okafor in there. It doesn't matter about the press. You put Okafor in there, and then he's got something else to think about. So Walker's thinking then, going, what's this guy going to do? Can he? Is he going to beat me? Is he going to go on the inside? Is he going to? He don't know. So he's going to be like, right, okay, this is going to be a bit more tricky. So it puts the defender straight away in the mindset of what can I do, and you've got to watch out for that. With Okafor there, any defender is going to have to be mindful of what he's going to be able to do when he gets the ball. With Harrison, you just know that he's not going to try and beat you. He's not going to do anything. So you can just sit there and wait for him to receive the ball. It's not going to be a difficult game. And I dare say the same with Aronson. you're up against Aronson. You know you're not going to get beat for pace. You know you're not going to get beat. So there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Right. So I'm going to change my score. I'm going to go 5.5 for Harrison, and for Aronson, I'm going to give him 4. Even though I think giving him a 4 is generous, I'd give him a 3. Actually, do you know what? I'm giving him a 3.
Wow.
Just mainly because of that shot that he should have scored.
What am I hearing?
I know, shocking. Right. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who couldn't hit a barn door.
I'll take Leeds losing 2-0 today just to listen to this.
I just think that front three, they just don't complement each other. And do you know when you get a front three that you can think, right, yeah, fair enough.
That 3 done today. There's that 3 done today. But wait, hold on a minute. Did someone message? Oh yes, please. That front 3, yes, please. This afternoon.
Right, that was a joke. That was an absolute joke because I know full well that front three. I was trying to be like, yeah, good. If it worked out, fair enough. I could say yes, please. But for me, it just doesn't complement each other. It doesn't work.
Well, it don't because not right. What's DCL good at? What's his attributes that he's good at?
Good in the air, which he said, but then we put all these crosses in and doesn't
Yeah, but
go.
no, the crosses
It's not
weren't
at him.
the crosses weren't at him, were they? They weren't
No,
for him.
but
But the other thing is, right, just hear me out. The attributes that what he's got are good in the air, right? He's good in the air. What?
holding up the ball.
I mean, that's all I need. Just that one attribute that is good in the air, right?
Yeah.
Then you've got Harrison and Aronson that cannot cross a fucking ball.
And when they were doing it, they were doing it to their feet, and most of the time it was going behind the player.
Yeah,
so they couldn't touch anyway. The crossing
can't complement each other, and you have players that can cross the ball into, and like you said, what was it, 47 crosses, and if you watch the game, I can't remember 47 crosses going into the box. It's just like pullbacks and crosses like that didn't get past the first man or they didn't get past the second defender. They weren't meaningful crosses. So.
No. And yeah, fair enough. It's the most from a Premier League side this season. It's the most we've done in the last 5 years. Whoop-de-doo, when you're playing it across the floor, and not in the air. When you do play in the air, you're playing it at the stick anyway, that nobody's there anyway.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. And I would have taken, fair enough, if we had a front three that were working, getting it on target, making the keeper work a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But wasn't. And yes, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's snatching at chances like he's been doing since he's joined us. But I do have to say, like, his off the ball work is brilliant. He does close down the ball, but that wasn't our game today because we didn't have to press them because we had all the ball and it just wasn't working for us today. I didn't want to run, but I have done, so fair enough.
So DCL giving him what, 6?
5. I'm giving him a 5, mate. He had, out of everybody on our team, he had 24 touches, which was even apart from Larson for them. He had less touches. He had less touches than their goalkeeper did.
So you're saying that they were worse than Harrison?
No, because I'm giving Aronson a 3.
No.
So I'm giving Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't know what I'm giving him anymore.
You gave Harrison a 5.5, so you're not telling me DCL were worse than Harrison?
No.
So 6.
Right, swiftly moving on to the defenders. No, the substitutes. Jesus Christ, my head, mate. James and Metcha came on 66th minute. What would you rate them today, mate?
I don't think they really could get in the game much. James, I think he's a bit cautious, just coming back after injury into, you know what Dan James is like usually. Takes him a couple of games before he gets fully flying. But yeah, they sat too deep for James to make a meaningful impact. He tried. He got in behind a couple of times. They were a lot more effective than what Aronson was. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Metcha nearly had a shot on target with his first shot, with his first chance, like first touch. But yeah, I think he couldn't really get into the game either to make a difference. So I'll probably give Metcha maybe just a straight 6 as coming on, starting with a 6 that he didn't really make it better or lose it. So 6, and James I'd probably bump up to maybe a 6.5. At least he tried.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on those two. Right, Perot. I mean, thought he almost scored. What again? It's not his type of game. I mean, didn't really get much impact, did he?
No, but he would have made an impact if he'd got that on target. But I didn't think he expected it where it was going, because I think even I expected that ball to be played across the front, not behind. Because Goodmanson, I've not really seen him pull him back. If that was Firpo, I think Perot would have waited, because Firpo's pulling that back. I've not seen Goodmanson pull the ball back yet. Like, that's not
Couple
like
times,
he usually
but
puts
not. Yeah,
them across. So yeah, I thought it would probably been more of Perot's game though today. Had he had more of a role to play in the team than just a cameo appearance again. It's Burnley. He knows that, like I said with Tanaka, like you said, it wasn't the type of game for Stat. The way that he has been playing, but Tanaka played against this lot last season, albeit a few different players, but he's been involved in that. He knows what it's all about. So I think Pro a bit hard done by today, but yeah, not much of an impact. I'll give him a 6.
yeah, I agree with you on 6. I mean, Tanaka did come on with about 10, 15 minutes. What would you rate him?
Probably 6.5. I think he should have been on pitch a lot longer, but he has
Yeah,
just come back from international duty, and he looked tidy.
yeah, I'll just give him a 6. But I do think he needs to start next game. I'm going to say, but yeah, 6 for him. But yeah, that wraps up the player rating. So if you do agree with us or if you disagree with us, let us know in the comments and give us your player ratings if you choose to. But obviously we've got West Ham on Friday night, and I want to see some changes. I want to see Biol come in. I want to see Pero or Metcha starting. Don't care which one, or even both starting. Maybe put Metcha on right wing. Aronson and Harrison both need to drop in. But what are your thoughts, mate?
I just want to see some risk taken from Farker now. That it's we need a win now, and we need to look at how we can make that team fit together when we've got injuries to key players. So you look at putting the best team out there in whatever format you can put them out there, but please just don't play players that can play in them positions that are not really effective in those positions. So yeah, I think it's time we get Biol in. I think it's time we have other players on. I'd rather them see like the young kids come in that have been playing well in the under-21s than see players that are not they're not trying. Because at least they play their hearts out, you know what I mean? At least they give you something to try. Yeah, and you never know; they could be amazing. So yeah,
Yeah,
I know it's going a bit too much, too far, and a bit too much of that. But yeah, it's just that I'm at that point now where, like, after today, I'm just frustrated that we need something different. So yeah.
right. We will leave it there. Craig, thanks for joining, even though you are unwell. And guys, thanks for listening. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and follow. We'll share out to fellow Leeds friends of yours. We'll see you for the West Ham game. Leeds.
The disease.